What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Chrissy Chaos. We're here. We're still in Austin. Okay, the background, we're not coming to you live from a sushi restaurant, even though it feels that way. We're in a sneaker store. They're selling sneakers. They're selling edibles. I don't know what this is. It's some kind of front. We're on 6th Street.
It's cash only for sure.
It's cash only for sure. No, literally.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm paying for this space, if I'm not, if they have some type of information on me. I have no idea what's going on, but we are coming to you live from Austin. Well, it's not live. You'll see this in about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's live right now, and that's what matters. And what I like about Austin is there's a lot of people coming from all different places and gathering here. It's like it's like United Nations. It's everybody's coming to this city that is really gaining a lot of traction. It's a blue city in a red state, as they call it. I do believe that probably, I would say this is the most probable place for a comedian to be killed on stage is in Austin. And that's cool. And maybe it'll be me, or maybe it'll be my guest, Sam Tallent.
That would only help my career.
Yes.
If I was assassinated on stage and made a martyr for the cause of comedy.
Yeah.
Your last words I would sell?
I know your last words better be screaming your Patreon. That better be it.
No, it'll be. I should have been in the big room.
Yeah. I mean, with a last name like Tallent, right? Because that is not a stage name.
No,
you're not a black comic.
I am not.
You're a white comic. So when you're a white comic, you're pretty certain that that's your real name.
Right. If I would have been a black comic, it would have been like, that boy talking, run, go tell him.
Yeah, you know? That's what it is. Yeah. So Sam Tallent, do you think that you were designed and bound for a career in entertainment with a last name like that?
No, it's nothing but a handprints. It's only gotten in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many hosts in the history of my career have been like, this next comic's got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stage, Sam Tallent. And they still fuck up the last name somehow?
Idiots.
Yeah.
But do you think, and it is spelled Talent.
Tallent.
Wow, so you even add an extra L, you're even more egregious.
Didn't add an L. No. Yeah, this was for sure what I was born into. Yeah.
Talent. Now, did you, before your, comedy now, by the way, yesterday, again, this episode will come out in a few weeks, but yesterday he did Joe Rogan for the first time, and that episode is coming out now. So I've taken him away for an hour from his phone.
Thank God.
From all the adulation he's getting on Rogan.
I wish it was adulation. I told Rogan there is no woke agenda.
Yeah. Are people yelling at you about?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I've never been more brave than I was in that moment. As we were drinking Bud Light, I told Rogan, there's no woke agenda.
Were you drinking Bud Light like, man, I got to cut my dick off?
I was like, no, I'm so horny.
Yeah. Now, so you're actually, this is actually kind of cool, because this is like, you're getting, you got on the biggest platform, at least in I would say the biggest platform overall, if we're being honest, just in any medium. I mean, I really would,
Rachel Maddow?
Yeah, I would. Are you saying that because I have her haircut?
No, do you?
Oh, I think this is a Rachel Maddow haircut.
She's a real hot piece of ass, honestly.
Oh, you love it.
I'm serious, dude. Maddow checks my boxes.
Yeah.
I love short-haired androgyny.
Yes.
I like a woman who looks like she'd suck you off in a library.
Yeah.
I'm pro Maddow.
I like a woman who looks like a relief pitcher.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, call her in.
Yeah. So
get on my mound.
Yes. So
I only need 2 strikes. All right.
So are you feeling like our brains, I don't think, were designed for the amount of, attention you're getting right now. And is it giving you anxiety?
I think that I've detached. I feel like I've, like when people are shipwrecked and they don't talk to anyone for like a year and a half,
right?
And then a bunch of people like rescue them,
right?
I feel like no one's really been talking to me for a long time, and now every voice in the world is screaming my name.
Right.
For what will be 6 hours, and then they'll move on to something else.
Right. You know what is interesting, though, what will happen is, because it's great that you know that. A lot of people don't know that, but the fact to, knowing this and that's how you control shit. But it is, and because I've known it, and it's happened to me before, when those 6 hours are up, because you are right, you will find tomorrow that your dopamine is lower, and you're going to, there might potentially be a little sense of depression where it's like, wait, they're not coming in as much anymore, even though you know that it's going to inevitably stop. It's a little bit like, wait, why isn't this happening? And then you start to have some self-doubt, but just know when and if that happens, that's all bullshit too, and then that goes away.
That's also baseline, though.
Right.
I exist in a world of existential dread. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, me having any confidence is a fluke.
Right.
So, yeah, tomorrow, if I am in some kind of deep, dark depression, hey, welcome home.
I fucking love it, dude. Is there anybody out there killing it with mutton chops as hard as you are?
I don't know. There's probably like someone actually killing sex workers with mutton chops.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's someone.
Now
like,
that's the podcast I want to listen to.
Yeah. A recap. That post game would be better than my post
Do
game.
you think we are in that world truly? Because, a lot of people say it's like a Black Mirror episode of, having to be a slave to the algorithm and all the things that we do. And that, I believe there's truth to that. Will there be a serial killer out there documenting their work and put that out as a podcast one day once they're caught?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's nice of you to equate serial killing with art,
Yes.
content production.
Well, you saw the Jeffrey Dahmer show.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's masterful.
It was very well done. And so many women became secretly horny watching that show.
Isn't that wild?
No, it makes total sense.
How Netflix will, people will get upset at certain comedy stuff at Netflix, but then it's like, you have that, you have the Dictator's Playbook, just show you how Saddam Hussein did it.
Yeah.
But you're mad at me.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so we can watch all this like craven, ghoulish cannibalism,
right?
But I can't use the N-word? What are we doing?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they're the exact same thing.
It's the same.
Why aren't I brave?
Yeah, yeah. I want to be shouting the N-word while I'm eating someone.
On a school bus.
Yeah. Woo! Now, if you...
I do, though, to your point, though, I do think that there is probably someone out there aggregating a bunch of kills that will be released on some kind of dark web or 4chan, posthumously after he blows his head off in a ball pit somewhere.
Do you think you could kill someone? That's an honest question.
I could kill someone?
You think you could actually take someone's life?
If I had to, yeah. I also have no qualms with cannibalism.
Really?
I would go, it doesn't matter to me. If someone has passed away, I would have a hard time killing someone to make them a food source.
Right.
But if they had passed away and there were still some nutrients in their body that I could leach out into mine, I would eat someone real quick.
So if I said to you, again, this person died peacefully, and this is a
Doesn't
restaurant.
even matter if it was peaceful.
Okay, so this person's dead, and they just died, and this in the same way as a cow is killed, and we take their body for its meat. This person wanted their body to be taken for its meat and put into tacos right here in one of these taco trucks in the back of the creek in the cave. Would you eat it?
It only sweetens the deal.
Interesting.
Yeah. If they were like, hey, this is my dying wish, that makes it a little bit easier for me. But I'm talking like if there was a necessary cataclysm, again, maybe trapped on a desert island with 4 people, one of them dies, I'm munching that guy right away.
Right.
I'm not going to have what are we doing? We've become monsters. No, it's like, all right, I'll get the leg. I want the thigh meat.
Yeah, we're animals. We're animals just like the leopard. It's the same thing. We're just a little bit more civil.
Much better than the beasts of the forest.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
Nothing, Sam.
You got a cool haircut. I got mutton chops. Other than that, I should be on all 4s.
Dude, first of all, if you put this haircut and my mutton chops, we are a Civil War general. Just like that. Fighting for the Confederacy, most likely, with this type of look.
Yeah. And we would have won it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Do you know what's crazy?
They wouldn't have let you fight for the Confederacy with that voice, dude.
No, I know.
No, they would have hated you down there.
Yeah, hated me.
Yeah.
Do you ever, I love history. The facts of the Civil War are this. The Union Army outnumbered the Confederate Army 10 times.
Yeah.
Times 10. And the Confederate Army made it close. That's how good of fighters they were. They literally made it fucking to the wire.
Yeah, they knew the terrain.
They knew the terrain, and they were just, and that, I still think even today in the U.S. Army, I would imagine most of our fighting force is the South.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of people from like Connecticut signing up to be Marines.
No, New York, you're from Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not fighters.
Oh, Colorado's got a bunch of the boys in the squad.
Really? Because when people think of Colorado, I think of Denver, but there's so much more to it than Denver.
Dude, Lauren Boebert's from Colorado. You know, like it's very much like Austin. You got Boulder, Colorado. You got Denver, Colorado. Then an hour south in Colorado Springs, you got Focus on the Family. You've got 4 military bases down there.
Right.
The Air Force is down in Colorado Springs. And then if you just drive an hour and a half north from Denver, you're in Wyoming.
Right.
And it's illegal to be a woman there.
Right.
You know? So,
right, as it should be.
Yeah, well, finally. Someone's making sense.
I know.
Wyoming gave women the right to vote first. That's their claim to fame. You know why?
Why?
There was like 12 people there.
Yeah.
They had to have like 13 to ratify and join.
Yeah.
So
Wyoming's a sausage party.
Oh, yeah. The sausage is all roadkill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all venison.
I've never been into that state.
Never?
I do know the capital, Cheyenne.
Very good.
But I don't know. I've never been to that state. Should I go?
Yes, it's beautiful.
Right. You've done comedy there?
Oh, dude, I'm from Colorado. The first road gigs I ever did were in Wyoming.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were hell on wheels. It was terrible.
What is Cheyenne the big city there?
Cheyenne's the big city. Laramie's number 2. Then you have Jackson Hole, Casper, and then you got like Gillette, Evanston, Green River, Douglas, Wyoming.
It's just, I mean, and do they all kind of feel the same, or is it?
Yeah, there's a similar vibe.
Right.
I mean, there's like 500,000 people in that state.
See, that's the thing is, as we're a little bit of, like uppity coastal elite homos, you and I.
Yeah.
But even in our respective cities, the Denvers, the New Yorks, it's the same. When you go an hour outside of these cities, it is the opposite.
Correct.
It is red, guns, Christians, walls.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, for sure.
And that's how it is in Wyoming. That's how it is in Colorado.
Are you Long Island or Staten Island?
Staten Island.
Staten Island.
But Staten Island.
Mea culpa, all right?
Right, Staten Island. But Staten Island is the one borough that is kind of, we are the Wyoming of the 5 boroughs.
You guys don't get any respect.
No respect.
Why is that?
Because you have to cross a bridge or take a ferry to get to the island.
God forbid.
And and it's one of those things where, you know, it doesn't feel like New York. There's no walking to anything. You are in the suburbs. They call it the island. It's the borough of parks. It's just a lot of green, a lot of stuff. It's where you go.
So it's a nice place to live and raise a family.
Exactly. Exactly. But there's like this New York, state of mind where it's like, I got to have roommates. If I have a family, I got to live in an apartment. It's like, no, asshole, you can cross the bridge.
I have to be a 37-year-old living with 8 other dog walkers.
Yes.
Or else I'm not grinding.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You don't. You cross that bridge, the Verrazano Bridge to freedom.
Yeah. No, man. I again, when I think of Staten Island, I didn't know that it was a green palatial place. I think it's just another, like, you know, brownstone nightmare.
No.
Because I'm from Colorado and everything over there is so old compared to Denver.
You've never been to Staten Island?
I've never been to Staten Island.
When you come, now we have each other's numbers. Next time you come to New York, if you're doing shows in New York, what you're going to do is you're going to stay one night on Staten Island.
I would love that.
100%. That's what we're going to do. I mean, we're going to do it for my Patreon, but we're going to do it.
Yeah, I'll come in there. Just 24 hours on camera. Me nude, locked in a room.
Yeah.
You're sliding cold cuts under the door.
Yes.
I'm eating them like a cat.
My 7-year-old talking to Sam Tallent. That's the Patreon.
Me thinking your 7-year-old's making a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. They should have their own schools.
Yes. Now, you're married.
I am.
To a woman.
Correct. Last time I checked.
Children?
No, sir.
Do you want children?
No, we do not.
Now, I respect that decision because you know what you want and you're saying, I don't want it. And what are the reasons you don't want children?
Well, if I'm being sincere with you, I don't think I have a long life expectancy.
Okay.
So I would hate to widow my wife with a child. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone held up tens. Yeah. And then also, I think I'm too selfish, man. I don't think that I'm selfless enough to sacrifice all of my wants and make someone else my top priority beyond my wife.
It is an interesting point because, you know, being a father, you know, I am in third. I feel like I'm in third, fourth place in my own life.
And that means you're a good father, though, right?
I guess, yeah. I mean, for me, it feels like I love my children. When I had it, just changed my life for the better. And I just kind of don't even think about what if I didn't have them. What if I'm like, they're here. This is my reality, and I'm going to eat last. My family's going to eat before me. But that it's almost like a sense of pride that comes with it. But I do respect the people who say I know what I want because I think it's better to be you than to be the guy who didn't want the kids but had them anyway because they thought they had to.
Marriage, yeah.
That is the worst. Those people. It is a horrific life that they're living because you know having children for of course for the mother way more, but for the father as well, that's the only thing I can relate to. It's very difficult. I mean, you know, especially with our careers, you know, we'll get home at whatever it may be, 2 a.m. It's like, you know, my 1-year-old doesn't care. She's like, well, you got to wake up at 5:30 and fucking feed me and change my diaper, you stupid asshole.
Right.
Like, what do you think? You think you got drunk in Austin? I give a fuck.
Right.
I'm one.
Well, you know what? For a 1-year-old, she has a full command of the English language. That means you're a good father.
Yeah. Teaching her well.
No, I just don't think I could do it, dude. And my wife wanted kids initially. We had a long, serious conversation before we were married where she was weeping in front of a hotel saying, I can't be with you if we can't have kids. And I was like, well, I want to be with you. I love you. This feels right. And I can sacrifice, you know, my autonomy to be with you.
Yeah.
And then one day she came home from work and she said, you know what? I don't think I want kids. And I went, hey. Good for you. And then I went in the guest bedroom, laid down on the bed, and screamed into a pillow.
Yes.
I was so fucking stoked, dude.
You were happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had 2 black eyes, but she did it.
Yeah, she had a Roman kiss.
That's what happens, baby.
There's a bruise on the back of your arm from an Italian guy yanking you.
You crossed her over to the border of Wyoming, and you made her fucking change her mind.
I did, yeah. Well, she has no rights up there. Yeah.
You know, but that
she's legally property in Wyoming.
Now, what happens though if your wife all of a sudden does change her mind?
I'm out.
You're out.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. You would just be like, well, you would then have children with her.
I would have children with her.
Interesting. Even though it's not what you want to do.
Of course.
Right, you would do because but I kind of think that's beautiful because I feel like a lot of you strike me as a person you've got married to her for the right reasons.
Yeah,
which is not because a lot of people.
She was a doctor.
Yeah. You're like I could take swings and fucking do comedy, and she makes the money.
Yeah, I can middle for a while.
Yeah. What? Not anymore.
No,
What kind of doctor is she?
She is a doctor of family medicine.
Okay.
Yeah, emphasis on women's health, that kind of stuff. And also, to be fair, when I fell in love with her, she was not a doctor.
Right.
She was a rat-tailed girl who was, a biological major.
Right.
She was not no aspirations to be any kind of medical professional.
A doctor.
And then she was like, I want to be a PA. And I was like, cool. And she was like, I want to be a doctor. And I was like, look, I don't care. All right? I love you. You could work at a restaurant and I'd show up and tip double. Like, I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Whatever
baby.
you want to do.
But if you do want to make like $200K a year, that works for me too.
Do it.
Yeah.
And you're living happily in Denver.
Fort Collins, an hour north of Denver.
And you will not now, again, just got on Rogan. We got big things to come. Will there be a move to one of the other cities, or you will make this career out of Fort Collins, Colorado?
I will keep making the incorrect decisions for the rest of my life.
Right.
My wife, we live in Fort Collins because she got into residency at the hospital there.
Okay.
So I'm attached to her. And again, I'm home 3 days a week at best,
Right.
So it's not like I'm living this like big, bold life in Fort Collins.
Right. You're barely there.
I'm barely there. But also, I'm always happy to see her.
Right.
And she's always happy to see me.
I think there's, again, something nice about that where, it's inevitable. Like, people, as a marriage goes on, the sex life, you start to have less sex, you get problems, you wind up getting divorced. Why? Because you're around each other constantly.
Correct.
But you have a beautiful career where you can actually, I don't see any divorce in your future because it's like you guys barely see each other now, but that's beautiful. Like my grandparents stayed together for 60 plus years until they died within a month of each other.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And they said, yeah, he killed her and then she died of her injuries.
Well,
and
she
then,
wanted a divorce.
Yeah, it was a murder-suicide. He killed himself, but she died a month later in the hospital. And you actually in
Tale
Fort
of
Collins.
his time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my wife actually held the pillow over her grandmother's face.
Yeah.
Shh, good night, babushka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I heard, it was like Christmas dinner one day or whatever, and my mom asked, like, what is the secret to your guys' marriage? And he said, he was like, we sleep in separate bedrooms and we always have.
Yeah, but I don't want that.
Right.
I love the intimacy. I love falling asleep next to my wife. Well, not falling asleep. She goes to bed at 10. I come in at 2:30.
Right.
Fucking stoned in my brain.
Yeah, you love breathing in her. You up, baby? You want to get some loving?
Hey, baby, it's pretty hard right now.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
girl.
I'm choking up on it.
Yeah, you like that?
You said I could try it if you were asleep. Remember?
Yeah,
You said that was cool.
Yeah, come on, let me fuck you while we listen to Tim Dillon podcast.
Brother, I can't imagine anything worse.
Could you imagine him just yelling, the fucking Chinese are coming?
Maybe fascism is good. It could be bad. Who knows?
Yeah, the Chinese, not good. And you're just trying to bag her. Alex Jones is here.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I never thought about it.
Try it, dude. When you get home, try it.
Ooh, no, dude.
Okay.
No, we have a good thing going. I finally figured out how not to come after fucking 30 seconds.
Dude, isn't it, even with your wife, I'm the same thing. As soon as, when you want to have unprotected sex, even if it's with the same woman, it is so difficult not to come. It is just impossible.
Yeah, I got shit to do.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, because they're like, oh, a fleshlight. I'm like, no, dude, the human vagina, I don't know what it is made out of. Nobody knows. Not even Neil
proof of
deGrasse
God.
Tyson knows. Yeah, God made that thing.
Yeah.
And it's fucking perfect, dude.
It rules in there. It's warm. It's like the same humidity as like a butterfly exhibit.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good, yes.
It's like the inside of a mouth, which I'll take over a vagina.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Unless it's too dry, you gotta, sometimes, work a little bit extra hard, get her, get it nice and wet. Because if you, a dry vagina, it just feels like you're fucking the inside of a puppet.
What are we doing here?
Right.
Yeah, and it's not even like a Henson-made puppet.
No, yeah, it's like a shitty.
It's like a Scandinavian, like public access puppet.
Exactly, a public access puppet.
Like Little Pepito or something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, get out of here.
I agree.
I don't even jerk off anymore.
You don't?
Do you commit the sin of onan anymore?
Only when I get to the hotels. So like when I got to my hotel yesterday, it's because I can't, because of my kids, like you cannot. The thing is, even when the kids are going to sleep, like I'd rather have sex. I'd literally rather have sex and like be eating my girl's ass than jerking off. Like I'd feel more comfortable if the kids walked in and I had my head buried in their mother's ass than if they walked in and I was masturbating.
Yeah, you can just be like, she's sick.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm helping.
I'm like, hey kids, I'm looking for treasure.
Yeah. We hid the Christmas presents up here.
Yeah, there's some Easter eggs in here you missed.
They didn't go in his Cadbury cream eggs, but they're coming out.
So
Yeah. I'm still not over fucking having sex while listening to Tim. I spent like a year and a half with Tim, dude, and that's rocking me.
It's fucking wild. But yeah, because so that's why for me, masturbation is like when I get on the road, it's actually one of the things that I look forward to.
It's a treat.
Because it's tough. That I hate leaving my house. I hate leaving the kids. I hate the plane. It doesn't matter if you're first class, the nice hotels, or what. I hate leaving. I want to be home with my family. But the thing that actually gets me motivated to go sometimes is like, I'm going to be able to go jerk off in peace, which I don't get at home.
You got that sweet nut waiting for you at the fucking Red Roof Inn Albany.
And yeah, dude, it is as soon as I get into places, and I'm not like, jerking off on the walls. I know I'm not, desecrating a hotel room.
You're refined.
But I mean, almost immediately doing it. And I mean, there's times where it's 3, 4, 5 times a day.
Wow.
Where it's like, because it is so, I am so repressed at home. I cannot do it at home.
You're putting up foster kid numbers in that hotel room.
Dude. Yeah, a little Brian Simpsons running around. And
I did yesterday pre-Rogan. I had to.
You have to.
I was so nervous.
Because you do it about 1 o'clock, right? So 1 o'clock is for me a time of the day where like I'm a lot of times losing energy, and I'm a lot of times like I got to have a third coffee.
Right,
I did the same thing you did. Jerk off, be at peace. I tried to sleep in. Normally, I'm a guy, I wake up at 6 a.m. I want to hit the gym. I said, don't worry about your physical body. Today, it's all mental.
Right.
It's all mental. Because make no mistake, that is a mental workout. Did you do, 3-4 hours?
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours, and that is not easy to do, man.
He also fed me hallucinogenic honey about 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just like, dude, you're on Datura Honey, and you're looking at Joe Rogan in front of a sign that says Joe Rogan, and then you have the headphones on where Joe Rogan's talking, but you can't hear, you see his lips moving, and it's corresponding inside, and then you're on some drugs.
Yes.
And the whole time I was just like giggling, and he's like, it looks like that honey's hitting you, and it's like, this is like talking to Mount Rushmore. You're not a man, you're an idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is like talking to the Eiffel Tower, dude. Yes, I am giggling, I'm sorry. Yeah. If I didn't giggle, I would weep and scream. All right, dude? Yeah. I know it's just another day at the office for you, but I feel it's your brain does not know how to do that.
He is, he's doing that a lot lately. He gave you the hallucinogenic honey. Yeah. He gave me smelling salts.
Oh, that's fine.
And he had me. He's grooming us. Yeah. And,
he wants us to be able to eat viscous liquids and sniff bad shit.
Yeah, I kind of love that he's doing it. By the way, anytime I go, if I'm ever fortunate to do it again, I would take whatever he gave me as long as it wasn't like fent. Actually, you know what? I might smoke crack. If he gave you crack, would you smoke it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would.
I would say, let me hold the pipe for you.
Yeah. I would actually smoke crack on Joe Rogan's show.
100%. Yeah. Because imagine the comments if you didn't.
Oh my God.
I'd rather have that fucking early heart attack from that rock hitting my stream than have people be like, what a pussy. Yeah. He wouldn't smoke crack with Rogan.
Yeah. Dude, I just met a guy the other day, 25 years old. I met him in a long time. And we were talking, and he casually, again, clean cut, normal kid. We were talking, and I was like, how was your weekend last week? And he's like, oh, good. He's like, me and my buddies went to a music festival, and it was funny. He goes, we smoked crack, and we were just listening to music. I said, excuse me? He said,
we were listening to music.
Yeah.
You didn't hear me?
I know. I swear. No, he really was that. He was like, oh, well, I was at the music festival in Chicago. I said, did you say you smoked crack?
Yeah.
He said, yeah. They had like crack. We just smoked it a little bit. It wasn't like anything crazy. I was like, you smoked crack last weekend, and then hung out with me 2 days later. He was like, yeah. He was like, kind of like people just kind of smoke crack now. And I was like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? I said, the fact that you just casually told me you're smoking crack is one of the most mind-blowing things I've ever heard in my life. And I said, what did it feel like? And he said it felt like, doing cocaine and just smoking it.
Yeah.
And I was like, so people just are out there smoking crack now. He goes, crack is kind of becoming mainstream.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Well, have you ever smoked crack before?
I've never smoked crack.
So yeah, I mean, I've smoked crack before.
You've smoked crack before?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I was 19. Look, I would smoke crack with Joe Rogan because I smoked crack with a guy named Krusty. You know what I mean? With a K. So it's Krusty was like, you want to get high and then go watch, I think it was the first Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe movie.
Good. In fairness, that's one of the best ones.
It was great.
Yeah,
and I was also augmented by crack cocaine. So
what does it feel like when you smoke crack? Take us through it.
Okay, so it feels shameful and gross.
Okay,
and you're like, why am
comedy?
I doing this? I hate this. Yeah, exactly. Yes. And then you hit it and you're like, I'm the smartest man alive. This rules.
So it immediately makes you feel like euphoric and like I'm in charge.
Euphoric and virile.
Wow.
Yeah.
Viral.
I imagine it's how like Haitian guys feel all the time.
Yeah.
It's how Dominican dudes feel at a cookout, you know?
Yeah. Dude, Dominicans are next level.
I can't get enough of those guys.
Dude, I love my neighbor's Dominican. He's a wild baby.
Dude, if I got to pick one to go back as, it would be tough for me because I'd want to be Samoan, but I'd have to go Dominican.
Interesting. Dominican gets the edge. Why do you think over Samoan?
Because like Samoans are big fat guys and they're celebrated, but the Dominican big fat guys and the Puerto Ricans, obviously. I'm thinking your Fat Joes, your Big Puns.
Yes.
You know, which probably neither of them are Dominican, but
Puerto Ricans, but
still, you know,
close.
Potato patata.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patatas bravas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I just think that it would be cool to be like a big fat like man with delicious ochre skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my Dominican, I have a neighbor who's Dominican, and he's just one of those guys, like he just, he has a $20,000 chain on all the time. He's just really, guy, he's just there. He's just like, Dominicans are like the definition of men.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they go old school with their relationships. They're like the wife, she's in the kitchen.
Yeah, they're toxic.
Yeah. Like a 2023 Dominican man is a 1953 white man.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it is. So it's kind of cool to like go back in time with my neighbor. I'm like, oh, this is what my grandpa was like.
Yeah. This is why grandma was always drinking in the bathtub.
Yeah. As his wife usually is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's interesting, but yeah, that is funny to cut. Dude, it would be so funny if I could just press a button and make Sam Tallent Dominican.
Oh, dude, the numbers would skyrocket.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, because I already got, because my family's Puerto Rican, so we got the Puerto Ricans. Well, I'm looking for that Dominican edge.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could give that to me.
I would be the Dominican with no edge. I'd be completely curved. Yeah, man.
Dude, wow. So have you done ayahuasca and these mind-altering drugs?
I've done every drug except for like I never done PCP. And I've never done ayahuasca.
Have you done DMT?
I've done DMT.
So I'm fascinated with DMT, the spirit molecule thing. What was that like? I know you've probably been asked a million times, but I always feel like when I ask people about it, they have a very different, mind-blowing experience that's very interesting to me.
It was a powerlessness that was very liberating. And it was kind of like being like, well, I'm completely not in control right now, and I'm having these. This is me putting it in context post, an autopsy of it. In the moment, it was everyone in the room turned into a flat 2D situation, and then the individual puzzle pieces, kind of like threads of like a quilt, were visible, and then everything came apart, and then there was just this void of like kind of like like on a kid's like ceiling of their room when they have like the stars and you turn off the lights and it's all green and sparkly. Yeah, that's what everything became. And I was just like at peace for a while.
Did you, because that, they say that for the people that don't know, that DMT is what is secreted in your brain as you're dying. Do you feel like you don't have as big a fear of death now after doing it?
I don't have a fear of death. I have a fear of dying before the people that love me. Obviously, my wife, I'm going out before her. That's money in the bank.
100%. I'll make sure that happens.
Thanks,
man. If your wife is like dying of cancer, I'll shoot you with a sniper rifle.
Brother.
I'll blow your head off in front of her.
This is what new friendships are built upon.
You always have a friend in me.
Thank you, man. I just don't want to die before my dad.
That's rough.
That'd be a bummer.
Yeah. Hello. I have a brand new hour of stand-up material, and I just put the fall dates on sale. Atlantic City, New York City, Irvine, California, Seattle, Portland, Detroit, Columbus, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Salt Lake City, you name it, we got it, baby. Go get the Tiki Wikis at chrisdcomedy.com. That's chrisdcomedy.com. Tiki Wikis, full tour on sale. Atlanta, we're coming to you. We're going to probably film the special there. That's going to be on sale for December. And it's going to be fun. So go get your Tiki Wikis and look at my nose. Magic Spoon, my absolute favorite cereal. It's delicious. It's high quality. You can eat the cereal you did as a kid without the guilt, baby. 13 to 14 grams of protein, only 4 to 5 net grams of carbs, 0 grams of sugar. This is the big one, folks. 0 grams of sugar, and it's awesome. It's keto-friendly, it's gluten-free, it's grain-free, it's soy-free, everything free. The only thing it's packed with is flavor. I love it. They got honey nut, cookies and cream, cinnamon roll, peanut butter, blueberry muffin, maple waffle. I love it. My favorite's chocolate. I'm a simple guy. I love chocolate. It's awesome. Magic Spoon is dope. And the birthday cake one is back. I love the birthday cake one. They didn't have it for a while. Now it's back. And it's awesome. That's limited edition only. So if you want to get the birthday cake, you got to get it right now. And I'm going to give you a discount. Go to magicspoon.com/chaos. That's magicspoon.com/chaos. You're going to save $5 off your guilt-free cereal. And by the way, what I like about Magic Spoon, they're so confident in their products. If you don't like it, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So they'll refund your money, no questions asked. But go to magicspoon.com/chaos. Put in that promo code chaos, $5 off your order. Go enjoy, baby. Magic Spoon. BetterHelp, thank you for sponsoring this episode. We appreciate it. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you got to do is fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. You got to find balance in life, and BetterHelp gets you to find that balance. We spend all of our time giving, and it can leave us sometimes feeling, alone, and we need to talk to someone who's going to help us. BetterHelp. All you got to do is go to BetterHelp. That's HELP. BetterHelp.com/chaos. You're going to get 10% off your first month. BetterHelp.com/chaos. 10% off your first month. Go get your mental health straight.
Yeah, my sister, you're on your own.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the fear. So if everyone that you love, died, you would actually have zero fear of death.
Well, the issue is that you don't ever experience death. Everyone around you, so you never know when you're dead.
Right.
You're just gone, and there's no more thought. But everyone else is the people who kind of live in the wake of your death. So it's very unfair in that way.
Do you feel though that after having your DMT experience, do you feel that, or have any more insight? I know we don't know any more insight or opinion on, is death the end, or is it just another realm of your existence?
I think it's all over. I think it's lights out. Right. It's not even lights out, because when the lights go out, you're still there to see the lights are out. Right. I think it's just the end of consciousness.
And then you don't even have an opinion or know where. Does your soul go anywhere?
I don't think we have a soul.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that we're just like a fluke of nature and chemistry,
Right.
What we are is just the electricity in our circuits. That's all we really are at our essence, in my opinion.
Right.
So I don't think I believe in any kind of soul or anything like that.
Right. So like you literally, when the lights go out, your electricity goes out, you're out.
Yeah. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, I think we are beasts. I just think we were able to communicate and kind of hold up the mirror to our own consciousness and reflect on the fact that we're beasts.
Exactly. Like the hyena or the tiger. They're not thinking about this. They're just like, I'm going to get eaten and I'm going to die and I'm
They're going to cram. They don't even think they don't know they're going to die. They have no concept of it. Like
I don't think so. Well, I heard when an animal, I think a wildebeest, when a wildebeest is getting eaten, they have some chemical secretes where they go completely numb, and they're calm when they don't even, because again, the concept of death is abstract, and it's like you have to have fear to have. You have to have fear, and I think you have to have fear, and you have to have a want or something of the future. Like you have to be thinking about the future somehow. I heard a neurologist talk about this once. I'm blanking on. I'm missing a big piece of it, so it's stupid, but I'm going to commit to it anyway. And the animals they can't process the future, so therefore they, in their moment of death, they just think it's a moment in time that's their existence then, and they don't understand that it's over. Because they can't, we are really, what we're doing when we're dying is we're thinking about my future is I'm not going to have a future. And if you don't think about that, if you're always technically in the present, then when you're dying is just moments in the present, and then it's just the last moment.
Yeah, because in that way, it's like you were never really alive before this moment.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But here's my question. This is how I refute that. There are certain animals, elephants and bears, I believe. Elephants go to elephant graveyards to die, I think, and also bears go to the deepest part of the forest to die. So they must have some kind of understanding that they're about to pass away.
Right. Yes.
Or maybe they're going because they're vulnerable in that moment and they don't want to be savaged and eaten, so they're going to a place of relative safety.
Right.
Maybe it's not death.
Maybe instead of cocaine bear, we should have did DMT bear.
Yeah, we should have
seen what happens when you give a bear fucking DMT.
I'll tell you what happens. That bear opens up a cupcake shop.
Yeah. I'll tell you what happens. That bear gets on Joe Rogan.
Exactly.
They strap that motherfucker in.
Yeah, that bear says there's more than two genders.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. No, I'm kidding.
No, not again.
You did it for 3 hours.
Chris, no.
Yeah. What's fascinating too about doing Rogan is truly it's truly like you just sit down and go. There is no plan. There is no, I don't even think research on his end. I think he's like, let me get to know this person and feel this individual live on the show.
Dude, I felt like there was a feeling out process of how quick can we go from topic to topic. because he's driving and you're riding in shotgun.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'll say this. That guy is a fucking autodidact. He can talk about anything. He was talking about Comanches last night at the mothership for like 20 minutes after you left.
Yeah. No. That's why I did leave.
Oh, yeah, you heard the Comanche talk?
I'm an Iroquois. Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. I can see it in your eye. A little mischief.
Yeah. He's fascinated with the Native American culture.
He can just speak on any topic.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of people can be intimidated. And I feel like he was trying to like put his toes in here, put his toes in there. I'd riff on this. We're over here. I'm riffing on that. I was just like trying to be the comedic relief, you know?
Right. Yeah. See, for me, the way I approach really kind of anything in life now is kind of like this this sports thing where it's like, if you got a hit, like I got a hit, I hit a home run, I scored a basket. Yeah. Now go to the back, because it's like you can really negate that hit when you go up to bat again. If you want to put yourself up, you're going to strike out 3 times. That's what people remember. So if I make them laugh, or you know, if I'm around anybody like doing something, if I get a big thing, I kind of be like, okay, because it was always like there's no end to up. We always want more. I try to check myself and be like, no, you did good enough. Leave them with something to remember on. Just fucking walk away.
That's moment to moment.
And that's why I left yesterday. I was like, you know what? I had a good time. I had a good show. There's other places to see. Leave.
You Costanza.
I Costanza.
Went out on a high note.
Yeah. Just go on a high note, and yeah.
You don't spike the football when you score a touchdown, because you act like you've been there before.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because inevitably, the only thing that's going to happen, it's like staying out late. There's only trouble out there.
You know what's going to happen.
There's only trouble, baby.
You're going to associate trauma and depression with the sound of birds chirping.
That's what it is.
That's not a good life to have, man.
Then next thing you know, I'm on 6th Street with Krusty. Yeah, smoking crack.
Hey, by the way, shout out Krusty, cleaned it up, hell of a skateboard.
Krusty's alive?
Krusty's great, dude.
Shout out Krusty.
Krusty is thriving.
Yeah, there was our neighborhood crack guy, you know, our Krusty.
Well, I don't want to say neighborhood crack guy. This was a friend of mine for about 12 years. I mean, we moved to Denver together.
He was in medical school with my wife.
Yeah, exactly. He's actually an anesthesiologist by trade.
My guy was Scotty Karate. Scotty Karate would smoke crack, but he's also clean himself.
Enter the dojo.
Yes, yeah. Well, he's the guy, if you give him $1, he'd do like a backflip onto like a glass that was broken in. All he wanted was $1, knock himself unconscious, get hit by a bus. He was just give him $1. And those guys are fun, and I feel like they don't exist anymore, and it's sad. I want my...
There's a reason they don't exist. They threw themselves off a balcony for $4.
Yeah, I mean, what are we doing with Patreon, though?
I don't know. Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a podcast?
I do. Chubby Behemoth is my podcast. I host it with Nathan Lund. We have a Patreon. You can go to samtallent.com and get all of my dates. I'm all over the world and the road this year.
Oh, you are?
I'm doing Australia. I'm doing all of Europe this year.
When are you doing Australia?
I'll be there in August, all of August.
I was going to go in June, but I canceled it.
So I just got an agent for the first time ever. Who? Ethan Kurtzman. Shane's guy.
Jewish. Good.
Yeah, that's what he keeps saying. And
seriously, that's what you need. I've said this every podcast. Jewish agent, which we know, and autistic podcast producer. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
And at first I wasn't so sure about Josh, but now I can see his eyes, and he's on the spectrum.
Yeah, he did take apart a toaster and make an alarm clock.
Yeah, every once in a while he goes like this.
Yeah,
which is what I want. So you're all over the road now for the first time.
Dude, I'm doing I've been on the road in America nonstop, like 45 weekends a year for like the last 10 years.
45 weekends a year?
Yeah, dude, I work a lot.
No, I know, but I'm saying now for the first time it's the Sam Tallent show.
No, I was headlining like smaller rooms and stuff. Then I opened for Tim. You know, I got into clubs and shit, and I would do like, your cool like alt shows. But now it's like I have someone who can be the bad guy.
Yeah, well, now, and now people know your name. It's a different thing. So now you have a bad guy agent, which is huge.
It rules.
And you use them at my thing is like, take 10% of our money.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use you. I'm going to use that 10%. You might have to be the bad guy for me to my kid's principal.
Oh,
I don't
like
give a shit. But we're working, baby.
Yeah, weaponize his Semitism.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Weaponizing Semitism. That's what the Germans. I'm German. So I'm a new German. We're not anti-Semites. We're weaponizing the Semites. We're using them. We're throwing them as weapons.
Yeah. Well, you guys were kind of using them as a fuel source for a while too.
Dude, there was this book I read called The Nazi Symbiosis. And it's got a big swastika on the front cover. I
Tough
swear
one
to
to check out the library.
Well, it's tough because I got it, and I, foolishly one day brought it onto a plane, right? And I'm on a plane in public, and I'm reading the Nazi Symbiosis.
And you look like this.
Yes, and I'm sitting next to. I have it open, and I'm in the aisle, and I'm the lady's sitting next to me, and I'm reading it, and she's I guess glancing, seeing like a big swastika that says Nazi Symbiosis, but it is a book about how the Nazis became the Nazis. I'm fascinated with the enemies of America's history. That's how I learn and consume history, not through the American narrative. I learned that in school from Sister Earl Mary. I'm talking about what do the enemies say, and then I kind of, meet in the middle and say, okay, what the real story might be is a little bit of the enemies and a little bit of ours. So I'm reading the enemy stuff and how did the Nazis became Nazis, and there was a part in the book, and again, you just forget where you are. There was a part in the book where they got to different parts of the Holocaust, and they talked about how with all the experiments that they had, that there was one experiment that they did. They thought that some Nazi scientist thought that he had invented a flying potion. Like he thought he could inject something into you and could make humans fly. And the way that they would test this is they would take, it was a small thing, it was like a 2-day experiment, but it was documented in this book. They literally were injecting, Jewish people with this stuff that were in the Holocaust and then firing them in this slingshot that they made. I swear to God.
They had a slingshot.
Like an engineered slingshot, like that they built. It wasn't called a slingshot.
Like would they like pull like an elastic band back?
And they were shooting them 100 feet in the air, and of course they were all falling to their death. And even though it was sad and horrific, I was howling laughing reading it because I was like, oh my God. And this woman, all of a sudden, I'm reading
it like if Jackass did the Holocaust.
Because I'm dying laughing reading it because it's so ridiculous. It's so upset. Of course, horrific for the Jews, but I'm just like reading history as like, this is horrific.
The lighter side of the Holocaust.
And and then the woman, because I had my headphones, and she pulls my headphones out. She goes, "You are disgusting. You are disgusting. How are you laughing at this book?" I was like, no. I was like, ma'am, I'm not. I know that Nazis, about the history of the Nazis. They were saying that Nazis were slingshotting Jews into the air. It's horrific. And she goes, "I'm Jewish. I had people die in the Holocaust," like screaming at me. And I was like, I know, I didn't do it. I'm reading the fucking book. I'm reading the book, and I'm sorry. Like I was like, but like we are on Spirit, so you're going to get people. Exactly. We're on a shit airline here, so you're going to get the dirtbags. But I remember that being like, man, like you got to remember where you are sometimes, because when you go out in public, like sometimes when we go out in public, like even with our ideas as comics, like, man, there are people who are going to get offended and upset by everything we say.
I know. It's like sometimes when I go outside, I forget to take off the blackface from what I was doing at home. So everyone's like, "What's this guy up to?" I'm sorry, everyone. I know this isn't a safe place to create anymore.
It's fucking unbelievable.
Into the shower with me.
Yeah, dude. Colorado, that's why I got to go. I got to get out to Colorado. It seems like they would just be more in line with my ideas. Babe, let me tell you something. 4th of July is coming up, and what's more American than a bald eagle? Do you want your nuts to look like bald eagles this 4th of July? Well, then you need Manscaped, okay? No nicks on the balls. I never get hurt anymore. I'm never gushing blood into the toilet bowl. No, dude. Manscaped keeps my nuts squeaky clean. There's never a nick. I shave my pubes once every 3 days now because I just love the way it feels. The crop preserver is amazing. I'm like a pubic hair patriot. That's what I describe myself as. And I love that they're sponsoring the show now because you too can shave your genitalia with the Chrissy Chaos podcast. All you got to do is go to manscaped.com. That's manscaped.com. Manscaped.com. Put in that promo code Chaos. 20% off your order. Manscaped.com. Promo code Chaos. 20% off your order. Shave those nuts with Manscaped. You're going to love it. God bless America.
I mean, they loved you there. The first time we met, I was
Denver Comedy Works.
I was auditioning for JFL. So I had to hammer that 10-minute set over and over again.
Right.
And I felt like I was cold to you, and I always wanted to apologize. Although your friends were there, and I don't think you noticed.
Yeah, no, dude.
I was so in my own head that I was just like, hey, man, nice to meet you. And then just like...
No, dude, I had food poisoning from the sushi burrito place across the street.
Oh, dude.
I was tanking.
That keeps happening to people.
The sushi burrito in Denver is not a good move.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, dude.
I had mercury poisoning probably from eating that every day.
What are you doing,
I'm
Chris?
an idiot. No, but I remember that. I remember you crushed it so hard. Did you get Montreal from that audition?
I did.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
New faces.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, black faces for you.
Yeah, I know.
And
believe it or not, didn't help.
And oh, see, he puts up the Black Panther fist when we're at our time.
Oh, nice,
I didn't ask him to do that. He just does that.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Well, I thought he was grabbing a fly out of the air.
Yeah. And when we said blackface, he always does it.
Yes.
Now, do you feel comedy is what you will do for the remainder of your life, or do you feel this is a moment in time for you? Because you strike me as a guy similar to how I think, where I think when we talk about Sam Tallent, the comedian is what he does, but it's like the second or third thing about him. It doesn't define him.
I would like to define myself as a good husband, a good son, a good friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that about
And
you.
then I'd like to define myself fourthly as a pussy-getting millionaire.
Yeah.
No, I wrote a book. You can buy it at samtallent.com, a novel about stand-up. And people loved it, and I think that eventually I'll...
J.K. Rowling loved it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have a lot of similar ideas,
yes.
you know? Yeah.
Hey, I think women are women.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cancel me.
Yeah, get my ass to the tune of $18 billion. Yeah. But no, I think that I could see myself living in Paris or in Barcelona for a while, just writing books.
Yeah, well, you said when I was speaking to you yesterday, you're going away for a month.
Going to Ecuador for a month.
Going to Ecuador for a month, and you and away from comedy, away from it all. And is that to just do like a mental reset? Like what's the reason you do? Because Ari Shaffir does this stuff, and it's very, very cool.
I've always admired that about Ari.
Yes,
his wanderlust is something that I've always wanted to do.
You guys both look like you have similar hemorrhoids.
And we both look like we're somehow 88 years old.
Yeah.
No, my wife's going down there to do a month of immersive medicine, and I'm going to go down there and finish my second novel.
Yeah, to keep these guys away from her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know how they get curious fingers down there. Yeah.
But that's so. Is your plan to like travel around Ecuador while she works, or like how's it going to be?
I'll be hunkered down writing. I got about 25,000 words I got to hammer out to get this next book done. So
you actually physically write, because being an author and writing a book, that's what happens, right? You start to sell a little bit of tickets. Everybody, that's what my agents are on now. Hey, write a book. I'm like,
I'll ghostwrite it for you.
I would. Seriously?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I would not know even where to begin. My writing is, I come up with an idea, I work it out on stage. I don't put pen to paper as much as I should, but to be honest with you, even from my open mic days, every time creatively I tried to do that, it didn't work for me.
I can't do it either, man. I have to work the idea out on stage.
Right, but then you can write a book, though.
I can write a book, but they're completely different entities,
So then, is there a formula to follow with writing a book? Because it's fascinating to me.
There probably is, man. I'm not educated in how to write. I just sat down and wrote until I had a book. I get 1,000 words a day no matter what. If that takes me 3 hours, I'll keep writing until I'm done. If it takes me eight hours, I get 1,000 words no matter what.
Including today? Like every day you write?
No. I can't write on the road.
Okay.
I did Dr. Drew before this. I had lunch with,
I did Dr. Drew too.
Yeah, wasn't it fun?
Wow, look at that. We're on the same circuit.
I know, man, yeah. It's more of an indictment of your situation.
Yeah, I thought I was doing better.
I feel good.
Yeah.
I'm climbing.
Yeah. And so when you get home and you're in book writing mode, you're writing 1,000 words a day.
Yeah.
It feels like an insurmountable task to me to do that.
Well, if dialogue's easy to write, but if you're writing like a description of like an airplane landing, that shit takes forever for some reason.
Right, or a historical
like a car ride.
Like when people write like a book about history, it's like
I don't do that.
The amount of research they have to do. They have to read 50 books before they can start writing their own.
Yeah, no, I mean I read a lot of contemporary novels, but I'm definitely not doing any research on this book.
So is the next book also going to be about stand-up?
No, the next book's about a low-level criminal who flubs a job and then has to do a job in Paris to make up the debt that he made. It was just a way that I can write my love letter to Paris, but also there's like crime and fist
Do you
fights.
love Paris?
I love Paris.
How many times have you been?
4 times.
What do you love about Paris?
I love walking around and looking at the way that light reflects off buildings and the water and trees. I told my buddy this, and he was like, so you just walk around pretending to be a homo? And I was like,
yeah.
For lack of a better term, yes. So you can understand it, yes.
If you're going to be gay, if you're going to be a homo, being a homo in Paris is probably the best place.
Bro, I should have been born a homosexual man in Paris.
Right.
That's what I've been aspiring to, but I just keep fucking getting hard for fat tits.
Yeah, it's so gay.
I should be secretly banging a guy that looks exactly like you.
Yeah.
And working at a bicycle shop in fucking Lyon.
Yeah, just stuffing croissants up my ass every day.
Yeah. And again, they don't go in chocolate covered, but they come out that way.
if my daughters are listening.
Yeah.
And so I love that. And you know what else too? Something nice about Paris, or a country that doesn't, English isn't their first language, for me at least. And I know this is like, we're obsessed with comedy, but when I went to Paris, I felt so relaxed because I was like, I don't even have an option to do comedy here. They don't know my language.
You can do stand up in Paris though.
No, I know, but it's like I feel like you really have to seek it out. Where like when I was I was like, I want to go to London and enjoy London. That lasted 48 hours. I was in the clubs.
Yeah, I know.
So, but Paris, I feel like I know you can do it, but there's not as much opportunity for English speaking.
Right.
Do you go with your wife? Have you always only went with your wife, or did you go alone?
I've never been alone. I was actually supposed to be in Paris right now. I was supposed to be there the 7th until today, but Rogan hit me up to come do the show. So I canceled my trip to Paris. It was gonna be my first trip there by myself. I was going to be fact-checking the stuff from my book.
Right.
But I've taken my wife there. I went there with my 3 best friends the first time, and then I took my family there over Christmas last year.
And when you go, you're not going all over France. You're just seeing Paris.
I went to Nice as well. I went to like the Riviera,
right,
and that was cool. But
Did you go to Normandy?
Never been to Normandy, dude.
I want to go to Normandy with you.
I want to go everywhere, dude. I want to see the fucking world.
You want to go to India?
Yeah, well, there's like, that's the biggest stand-up scene in the world, is India.
India?
It's like most people are attending stand-up shows in India than they are anywhere else.
And it's English speaking.
Yeah. Well, I think that the bigger shows are probably, whatever fucking jibber jabber they speak over there. But yeah.
Fucking Sanskrit.
Yeah, whatever Farsi they're talking.
Yeah. Hey, Google.
No, I'm sorry.
No, we're just kidding around. Yeah.
Throw the wink out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to do stand-up everywhere. I did stand-up in Tokyo last year. I'm going back in July.
Wow. On like an American base, or like in Tokyo?
No, like at the comedy club in Tokyo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you bring your wife?
Yeah. We went there for 2 weeks, and these guys hit me up and they said, "You want to do stand-up?" And sold out 2 shows, and they just gave me like $3,000, and I was like, "Thank you."
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't need this.
See, that is that is again committing to I don't want kids. That is the part about it that I don't want to say I'm jealous of or envious of, because again, I love my kids. I wouldn't trade place with anybody. But for me to pick up and go to Tokyo, I either have to go. My 2 options are either go alone and be on the other side of the world from your family, which hurts, or bring them, which also hurts.
Yeah,
because you're like
your wallet.
Yeah, it hurts your wallet, and it hurts like you're like it's very tough to focus. The kids don't want to be there. They don't want to see shit, and so it's like you kind of are like you're always stuck between these 2 worlds.
Yeah. Also, blowjob parlors are all over Tokyo.
Really?
They're completely legal. They're like $40.
So you go in there you have to put a condom on and you get a blowjob?
I've never been in, but my wife the whole time was like, "If you want to go and get sucked off, go crazy." And I was like, "What?
Yeah.
Who are you? What are you talking about?"
She was like, "I'm going to go make some money at the parlor."
I'm paying off this train ticket.
Yeah. She's like, "I got to fucking carry your middle and ass."
That's like the worst thing you can say to a comic. Gillis the other day was like, "What are you, the world's best middle?"
It's like, it's funny to say it now because you're not that anymore. We wouldn't say it if you were. You know? Now it's like when you're clearly a headliner and you're Rogan, it's like now you can, you call me a middle. I'm like, "Oh, great, let's laugh about it." Yeah, I sold out the Paramount, you motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Moon Tower Festival kind of did it. It is cheating in a way, but what can you do?
What are
Who
you
cares?
gonna do?
The win's a win. You take it.
Yeah, take the dub, dog.
Oh yeah, I sold it out on a Wednesday night. Fuck you.
Who cares?
It's all Moon Tower. Fucking nobody paid any money. It's all badges.
Yeah, Moon Tower never invited me down. I was busy at Rogan's.
No. Woo! Sorry. Are you at the club tonight?
Yeah, I got the 2 shows there.
Mothership tonight? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do my show and I'll hang out.
Come do a pop over.
And I'll do a little pop in.
Yeah, a pop.
All right, my friend Sam Tallent. What's your middle name?
Baird.
Baird?
Bayard.
That is very white privilege. I like that.
It's a strong Southern slave-owning name.
It is. No, it is. It has
really
to be.
is. Yeah.
Baird.
Yeah. The only other Bairds you find are like people who owned people.
Yeah.
And excelled at it.
Yeah.
On a big scale.
The only time you ever hear the word Baird, the next word you hear is plantation.
Exactly.
The Baird plantation.
Or disaster. Or mine collapse.
Yeah.
Atrocity.
I like it, dude.
Yeah.
Samuel Bear Tallent, SBT. It was a pleasure having you. One more time, samtallent.com.
Tallent.
That's it, baby. And he's all over, headlining all over. He had to cancel his trip to Paris to come to Joe Rogan and Chrissy Chaos.
I got to.
But dude, we got you pret a manger.
Yeah.
That's
whatever
what we got.
that means. I'm loving it.
It's a local it's not, they don't have pret a mangers in Fort Collins, Colorado?
No, believe it or not. Up there where the horse is a mayor?
Yeah. It's like a food place in New York. Oh my God, I can't even deal with you people.
Don't, yeah.
Pret a manager. I used to call it pet a manager.
Yeah, I used to call Pizza Hut Pizza Hot.
Yeah.
We're not so different, you and I.
Yeah. Man, we got to hang out more. We're going to do that thing. We're going to go away together. Yeah. We're going to go to Normandy.
Also have fun on your vacation.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to Sicily.
Sicily.
On Saturday. Sicily on Saturday, where I'm excited about it. Matteo Lane told me that they have gelato in sandwiches there. You can get a gelato sandwich and walk around.
And also people agree with you like they're trying to put out a fire. They go, okay.
Yeah. That's what it is.
It's a lot of fun over there.
It's a lot of fun. So we'll have a good time. I'm going with my girlfriend, and we'll see if we have sex.
I think you will.
Yeah, 100%.
And even if you don't, I'll be thinking about it.
Yeah,
good.
That's what it is.
Very European.
Looking at the Sicilian Sea or whatever the hell it's called. We'll have to edit that part out, but we'll forget, and I'll get in trouble. Chrissy Chaos.